Good morning. Well, that's loud. Good morning, everyone. We're going to get started now. I want to open by saying thank you for braving the early morning showers and the traffic to join us here for what we believe is a great moment for Barbados and for Island Pay as well. We're going to spend some time talking to you about our product, what we plan to do here, and then we will take some of your questions, and then from that moment we're live, and hopefully we're lucky enough to have some customers come through and begin to use the technology. So first of all, I'll have our CEO, Richard Douglas, come to say a few words, and then after he's done, I'll dive in a bit more about what we're doing here and our plans for this market. Richard?
Hi, good morning. Thank you for coming today. I'm Richard Douglas. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Island Pay. We're delighted to be launching here in Barbados. We started in the Bahamas in 2019. We have a whole suite of financial inclusion and mobile wallet products launched there. We have a customer app. We have a merchant app. We have these kiosks that folks are using for bill payment and mobile top-up. We have a MasterCard prepaid card product, and we're excited to bring all those services here to Barbados. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Richard. All right, I guess I should let you guys know I never write speeches down, but I've written this down today, so I'll be sacrificing some charisma for 100% accuracy. So now that we've talked about the company overall, let's zoom in on our plans for Barbados. Everything we plan to do here locally with this product is based on three solid principles. Principles that Richard and I speak on every single time we have a conversation. Financial inclusion, convenience, and financial literacy. Our intention is to have our digital product suite available to every single Barbadian, regardless of their socio-economic standing. The option to move and access money digitally should be available to all and at a reasonable cost, because at the end of the day, it is your money. We are aware of the challenges and barriers currently keeping a large section of our population, both persons and businesses, away from taking advantage of digital products. And we are all very aware of the benefits that could be had if they did have this ability. We aim to break down those barriers by making adoption of our products easy and keeping the use of them intuitive, allowing even the least technically inclined to be able to use Island Pay products. Our digital wallet technology offers our users the possibility to safely store and access their money with the option to cash in or out at their discretion across our kiosk network, as you will see in our inaugural transaction in a few minutes. Once the wallet is loaded, users will gain access to a number of options such as peer-to-peer transfers, merchant payments, and very, very soon government payments and collections. We come to market having secured partnerships with international telecommunications companies and regional player SurePay to offer our customers the capability to perform some of their most basic recurring transactions, mobile top-up and bill payment. However, this is just the beginning. Our offering is set to expand as we are at an advanced stage in conversation with both private and state-owned entities who want to use our suite to extend their reach and their availability to their customers. Besides our budding relationship with the Transport Authority, we also very soon expect to have the new Barbados Digital ID as a recognizable instrument at our kiosks and potentially play our part in many more government-driven initiatives. Initiatives involving the sick or less fortunate are of particular interest to Island Pay, as we understand the importance of quick and efficient transmission of funds to those in need. A day versus a week means a lot. We look forward to continued discussion with the respective decision makers and ministries charged with this particular noble duty. Our automated self-serve kiosk network, a never-before-seen addition of its kind in Barbados, is an extension of our wallet and will cater to both Island Pay customers and non-customers alike, adding depth to our continuous commitment to financial inclusion. Each feature added to our wallet will be rolled out to our individual kiosks as well. This means, even if you are not an Island Pay wallet holder, you can access certain payment features at our kiosks, settling in cash much like you would at other conventional over-the-counter options. Our placement of Island Pay kiosks will be strategic to the highest degree with convenience in mind. We thank the Transport Authority for their support as we begin here in Constitution River. but shortly we will also add a presence in the Granville, Innis, and Spikestown terminals as well. Just being in this terminal over the last few days as we prepared for this particular event, the interest and feedback that we've gotten from commuters and even workers alike tells us that the bus terminals are primed as hubs for convenience. That, however, only represents phase one. We have secured a commitment with Rubis Caribbean, who's branded here as you can see, and during the month of November, we will be deploying kiosks to select Rubis locations island-wide, offering even more convenient options for our users. This kind of commitment from a private sector leader like Rubis illustrates the belief behind our value proposition to our users. The size of our kiosk network will continue to grow as we seek to provide adequate coverage across Barbados from St. Lucie to Christchurch, meaning accessibility whether you are on your daily commute, at work, or at home. Our business development team, led by Mr. Andwele Waterman, who's here with us today, will be present and aggressive in the field, seeking to recruit more partners that will allow us to continue to add functionality to our suite, allowing for more and more ways to use the Island Pay products. We have near future plans to make enhancements to the small business segment through availability of our merchant technology, allowing them to broaden the scope of how they accept payments from their customers, as well as improve the way they are able to present their transaction history to financial institutions when seeking credit facilities for expansion. We also have great interest in the area of tourism. It's something very special to Richard. So we want to be able to give our visitors here safer and more flexible ways to interact with the merchants in our towns, the taxis on our streets, and the vendors in our markets. Just as important as everything else mentioned, Island Pay is soundly committed to making our contribution to improving financial literacy here in Barbados. Along with being a channel for users to access payments and collections, interacting with digital money allows for lessons in the very foundation of a person's relationship with money. Physical cash is here today and gone tomorrow, sometimes taking a keen mind to remember even where it was spent. Tracking balances and spend, accessing transaction history, and making a habit of allocating spend for priorities are just a few of the benefits transacting with digital money can have. Unfortunately, there are some who lack these elements of financial literacy, adults as well as our up-and-coming youth. We are aiming to change that with access to our product suite. It is a commitment we've made in other markets, and it's definitely a commitment that we're making here in Barbados. So in closing, and having covered what we are here to achieve, I can confidently say there will be something for everyone with Island Pay. If you are an inexperienced digital user looking for new ways to pay, see Island Pay. If you are an experienced digital user looking to increase efficiencies, see Island Pay. If you are a business looking to extend your reach to our wallet or your accessibility to our kiosk network, see Island Pay. If you are a government agency still using antiquated methods for disbursement, please see Island Pay. We are indeed a better way to pay. Thank you. And with that, I will introduce Ms. Ruth Holder, the director and our host today of the Constitutional River Bus Terminal, for her remarks.
Good morning. Thanks to Omar and the Island Pay team for selecting Transport Authority. This is a project that we were working on now almost over a year. We've been back and forth with it, working on it, negotiating, trying to get it settled, trying to get it sorted out. When we first presented to the board of our directors, it was an almost goal. They were quite interested, quite anxious, quite supportive of the entire project, because what they felt is that not only would it add value to our offerings here, but it will also increase that level of security and financial commitment, as Omar mentioned, to our passengers and to our traveling public. We see this as an enhancement of what we're doing here, and we could almost be sure that with government introduction to the cashless system, that this will be an added benefit, because in our discussions and our negotiations, we know for sure that this is one of the areas that can be used as a top-up facility in terms of traveling, but also in terms of top-up facility for your mobile devices, top-up facility also in terms of paying your bills and stuff like that. So we see this as an added value, and we want to thank the Island Pay team, the entire background, all the people who work behind the scenes in terms of getting it here for us at the authority. We really appreciate that, and we're looking forward to providing good service to you throughout the years ahead. Thank you so much. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Ruth. Don't sit just yet. So what we'll move to now is our inaugural transaction, which we've asked Ruth to perform for us. And we hope it's the first of many, many more transactions at this particular kiosk and across our kiosk network island-wide. So I'll just give Ruth a moment to prepare and allow you to adjust your camera angles and get up close for Ruth.
So I have some money.
All right. So what we've asked Ruth to do is for this first transaction, and as a means of convenience for our users, these kiosks island-wide will present an instrument by which persons can add funds to their digital wallet. So this morning we've asked Ruth to add some money to her Island Pay wallet, which she downloaded yesterday. So the kiosk offers a number of options for top-up. There's the QR code scan, or you can enter the mobile number associated with your Island Pay account, which I believe Ruth is doing now. Should be displayed on the screen, and then instantly, or almost instantly, should be reflected in Ruth's wallet. Grab your receipt. Thank you. All right, thank you, Ruth. And that concludes the inaugural Island Pay transaction. From this moment, the kiosk is now live, as is our app in the App Store. So we encourage you who are present with us here today to download and sign up now. And to any of our viewers across YouTube or any of the media channels to download as soon as possible. And I believe that's it. Yes. So again, nice and brief. I want to thank you all for coming. It was a pleasure to have you. Sorry? Yeah, for sure. And I guess we'll open the floor to any questions, if there are any.
I guess anybody could ask, answer. So, yeah. I guess Ricardo Roberts from Starcom Network. Regarding this new app, we know there's an alternative with SurePay that does the payments for all the bills and so on. I'm wondering if this new form of payment coming in.
Yeah, sure, I can grab that. So actually, the bill payment instrument that we do have aboard the kiosk and soon to be in our wallet is actually SurePay, and represents a partnership that we do have with SurePay in their commitment to continue to expand their network and the number of options where Barbadians would have to, approach and pay their utility bills. So this is, by some extent, an extension of what SurePay already has. They're a very valued partner, and we've been in discussions with them from the very beginning, and we're proud to have them on board with us.
Yeah, morning. Ian Bourne, Beijing reporter. I think what he was also asking about is how many local jobs are going to be generated through Island Pay. So I'm actually asking.
A small footprint currently. Obviously, we're new to market, but we do have plans to aggressively scale. It's something that I'm always discussing with the CEO. So our plan is, as we continue to add partners and locations and kiosks and functionalities, there obviously will be the need to continue to recruit staff. And we are very willing to do that, obviously supported by our head office in Bahamas, but we do plan to significantly increase the footprint of staff that we have here in Barbados. So I don't have a number for you, but the team will definitely grow as we continue to bleed out into the market.
You had mentioned that the kiosk could take other transactions. In other words, if I come there with my bank card, I can take off money, even though I'm not an Island Pay user?
Right. So it's not an ATM per se. So you wouldn't be able to walk up with your bank-oriented debit card and punch in your regular PIN and be able to receive funds. So no, it's limited to just the Island Pay features, which very soon will allow you to use your debit card to top up your wallet, but it's not the conventional ATM, cash in, cash out that you're accustomed to island-wide.
Yeah, that was actually going to be the next question. Where is there going to be a website with a listing of top-up centers, etc.?
That's correct. So within the app and then also via our website, you'll be able to keep track of our expansion of the kiosk network. Like I said, we leave here today and then we install in the Granville Innes terminal and then we head to Spikestown, roll out into Rubis sites island-wide, and then we also have aggressive plans for some other government-owned locations that want to be able to extend the use of digital products to their users. So the network will continue to grow, probably to about 20 or 30 if I have my way, and all in an effort to increase convenience for our users.
Now, when I saw Ruth using it, it was nice and it's nice and easily legible. I realize it uses a phone number for verification, but my concern is somebody standing behind Ruth.
Yeah.
Like how I was.
Yeah. So you now have Ruth's number. Sorry, Ruth. So using the telephone number as a validator was just the option that Ruth chose. She could have also chosen to use her QR code, which is private. The wallet would have generated it, and she'd have scanned it at one of the portals located lower down to the machine, and it would have had the same effect. She'd have been validated, and she'd been able to continue the transaction just as she did. So we have that option for the more technically savvy. But as I said when I spoke before, we've spent a lot of time making sure that the kiosk and the wallet are intuitive. So asking somebody to use their telephone number as a validator is a no-brainer. So we've made sure to put that in there. But in the interest of privacy and for our more technically inclined users, we're happy to have you scan the QR code from your profile and be able to continue the transaction much in the same way.
I was surprised. I was going to say, wait, you didn't have this one?
Oh yes, you can also enter somebody else's telephone number as well if you wanted to top up their wallet. So let's say you have somebody who's in a weird position, needing some funds urgently. You could visit one of our kiosks, use their number, much like you would a mobile top up, and send them a top up to their wallet and allow them to use the funds wherever they are. Thanks, Richard.
Yes, hi, good morning. Carvel Munzi, Nation News. I got here late, so I'm not sure if this was covered before.
That's fine.
Facilitating transactions, let's say someone from overseas wants to top up your wallet, etc. Is that something that can be facilitated? And how do you see this change in the game of the use of digital currency within the local sphere in Barbados?
All right, so I'll start with how it will change the landscape, and then I'll let Richard speak to top-ups and outside of the country. So we all know that we've seen over the last 2-3 years, we've seen the advent of several digital products here in Barbados and also regionally. But what we have done where some of the others have not been able to do is introduce things like the kiosk network, which allows that extension of options for you to top up your wallet or interact with the system. So that's something new. We haven't seen that before. And very soon we also plan to add, we have an issuing partnership with MasterCard in Bahamas, and we hope to bring that partnership to Barbados. And what that will mean is, in addition to even the kiosk network and the wallet, you will be able to hold a MasterCard plastic that interacts directly with your wallet, meaning that you're able to spend your digital funds in places other than where there is necessarily a digital point-of-sale machine. Meaning anywhere that accepts a credit card, you can then walk into, transfer money from your wallet to your plastic, and be able to transact at that particular location. In the past, it's been a case where unless the merchant has an individual relationship with the digital wallet, that's the only way you can use the wallet there. Well, we've gone a step further and made sure there's another avenue that even if the merchant is not an Island Pay merchant, you still have the capability to use your digital funds to make your everyday purchases. So that's what we're doing differently. We're hoping that helps to drive adoption. We're hoping that it helps to the ease of use of the product. And those are the first things we're doing to change the landscape. Yeah.
The other question was, someone away could top up a wallet?
Correct.
Right. So we do not support that currently, but we have plans to support that. We actually have just launched a tourist product in the Bahamas that will allow tourists to load a wallet while they're away and come to the Bahamas and use that digital money and interact with merchants, taxi drivers, et cetera, folks locally. So we have the technology built. It's not launched here yet, but it's part of our plans. I'd also like to say that something really important that we do as well is we do full KYC on all of our wallet customers. They use a government ID and scan it digitally into the phone, and we do a background check and check the validity of the document and everything so that we always know who our customers are, because they are transacting in real money at the end of the day. It's just a digitized version. So in the Bahamas, we have a significant regime of looking for suspicious transactions and all that sort of stuff, and we will be doing all of those kind of things here. As Omar said, we're going to expand the team. We have 5 or 6 Barbadians here right now. We're going to expand the team into a much larger team so that we can operate as a full-scale financial institution in this market.
Well, actually, I wanna follow on from the suggestion, the point that was made as it relates to the MasterCards. Now, we have had quite a few of these e-wallets come to Barbados, promised much, but little has been delivered thus far in terms of, because they have been limited to some extent by financial regulations and so on. Are there any stumbling blocks that you are meeting? And I mean, what type of time frames are you looking at in terms of the deliverables, especially as it relates to the MasterCard, etc.?
Well, I can show you, I have one right here in my hand that we have in the Bahamas. So we have a relationship with MasterCard currently. The process to move into new markets, there's an application process and an approval process that has to happen. It takes 3 to 6 months, and we're in the middle of doing that process with them right now.
Any other questions? Okay. All right, with that, I guess we'll bring proceedings to a close. Richard and I will be available after coverage ends if anybody has any other questions. But again, I just want to thank you all for coming out today. Glad to have you. This is a big day for us, Island Pay, but we also believe it's a big day for Barbados as well. And there'll be many more of these kind of events in the future as we continue to unravel and reveal some of the special items we have in store for this market. So we hope this isn't the last time that we'll be seeing you. So thank you very much, Ruth. Thank you for your hospitality, and have a great day, everyone.